Most people recognize the need to become safer drivers as they get older.
We're more at risk than people who are 30 or 40 or even 50.
Classes like AARP's 55 Alive can help older drivers understand how physical changes affect driving abilities.
Like changes in vision, changes in hearing, changes in reaction time, reflexes, the impact of medications and how they can affect your driving.
Your tires then lose complete contact with the road.
The two-day course covers driving hazards, defensive driving practices, and provides a thorough review of the rules of the road. Because these days, with more traffic than ever on the nation's roads, driving can be pretty intimidating.
You have to be especially careful and a little more cautious than young drivers. And I think we older drivers also lose our self-confidence. And I think this class helped in that respect.
Louise Hoffman has been driving for decades, but even she saw the need for a refresher course. And in the process, she helped make history by becoming 55 Alive's 5 millionth graduate.
Congratulations, Louise.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm Mary Norton reporting.
Beautiful plaque to you, and for the benefit of the other folks here, may I read it? We even talk about the possibility that someday you'll have to start talking to yourself about when is it time to give up driving, and we touch on alternative modes of transportation. We cover a vast, in all honesty, most older drivers recognize that there is a need for becoming a safer driver. And fortunately, through the cooperation of just numbers and numbers and numbers of organizations and people, we're able to get the word out to them that that's what we're here to do for you, to help you become a safer driver, and ultimately, bottom line, to save lives.
Some of the responses that recommend the class to others?
Very much. No, I would highly recommend it because I really think it does help older people to be better, safer drivers.
When you accepted
Failure to yield. Okay. What Art is suggesting is that, I think, is that you need a very quick analysis of the situation, and there may be something very hazardous to the right. So you do, but what you do is the best you can. Older driver is not only more likely to be involved in an accident, but is more likely to be held at fault than the middle-aged driver. Ageism. That is what is suggested. If we are more likely to be held at fault than the middle-aged driver. Ageism, we call it. Skiddy. So those are the prime rules to follow, say the experts. And those are shown in the picture. Now in the third position, what you've done by turning the front wheels left has succeeded in, yeah, it has to do with peripheral vision. And what is that problem? Because our peripheral vision is decreasing. We don't see to the sides as well. But what does that mean for our number?
If you received any type of federal payment, don't expect the check to be in the mail after January 1999. That means no more hassle waiting in line at the bank. The government will deposit your payment directly into your account by electronic funds transfer. And if you don't have an account, the government will open one for you, but it may cost you.
The account that will be opened for you is not like the regular ATM account. You would have limited services like no deposit or check writing capabilities and service charges.
There are clear benefits to EFT. The government estimates that it will save nearly $100 million a year using the automated deposit system. But for some consumers, excess banking fees are just one of their worries.
There's a whole range of issues that really concern us. And when we talk about seniors, for example, having to go to an ATM, our eyesight, some of our physical disabilities, arthritis in the hands, safety where they go to withdraw their funds.
I'd be doggone if I'm going to sit by to see the 10 million unbanked fall victim to this kind of situation. And maybe it's about time that others began to wake up.
The Senate Banking Committee recently held hearings to shed some light on this proposal. It was clear from the testimony that one group will certainly benefit, the banks.
$96 billion a year more that will be deposited in these institutions. They're not being required to pay any interest. But a trade-off is that if you're not paying interest, then by gosh, don't hit these people with every single fee imaginable that you can. That's close to extortion.
There are a number of reasons why some people do not have a bank account. Minimum balance requirements, bad experiences with banks during the Depression, and a lack of familiarity and education about the banking system.
We find that most people who are unbanked are minorities or women who have education of less than 9 years. Those people have to learn about financial institutions. What is a check? What is a draft? What is a monthly statement? So we have to do some basic education.
I'm Mary Norton reporting.
Also, from my understanding, the account that will be opened for you is not like the regular ATM account. You would have limited services like no deposit or check writing capabilities and service charges. You know what the service charges are on ATMs. You'd have one free withdrawal, and then you would have to pay for subsequent withdrawals. So there's a whole range of issues that really concern us. And when we talk about seniors, for example, having to go to an ATM.
You know, there are a number of people in this country, seniors, who don't even have bank accounts.
There are a number of people in this country that are unbanked. And I think the figure is about 10 million, and they're unbanked for several reasons. One involves education. We find that most people who are unbanked are minorities or women who have education of less than 9 years. Also, you have a group of seniors who experienced some difficulty during the Depression, had a bad experience with the bank, and they want no part of the bank. You also have people living in rural areas where there are no banks. You also have banks that have imposed limits. The big players in this are the banks. It's like they want to have their cake and their frosting too. They want to have the money. They want to set up the guidelines. They want to make money on your money, and they're going to charge you to get your money.
And we say to that,
And to wake up. I mean, for people to be charged to take their own money out, where they're not even getting interest, and they're getting no service beside, no customer service.
The system is as smooth and painless as possible.
But this system must be designed to work for federal payment recipients, not for the convenience or profit of financial institutions. Today, Mr. Chairman, I would like to talk about who is affected by mandatory electronic funds transfer and summarize a few of the major points that are discussed in our full statement.
We face as we look to our 20 or so million people who right now are not receiving their money through EFT.
I think it's very important that we work our way through this in a very careful and reasoned way. Now, Congress passed the Omnibus Consolidated
Gentlemen, that it's the best idea of these people being forced into a bank and then being forced to pay a charge. Kind of tends to be overlooked. People we're talking about, the teller and the
No community is immune as a base for telemarketing. More than 100 older people and an equal number of graduating seniors turned out for the second annual Senior Prom at Loudoun Valley High School in Purcellville, Virginia. The students and seniors coupled up and participated in traditional prom festivities. Corsages were pinned, prom pictures taken, and the prom king and queen were crowned. It was on the dance floor where the two generations really bonded.
We're going to learn the electric slide, folks.
I think dancing always brings people together, no matter what age.
We close the generation gap.
We close the generation gap. Yeah.
I think it's important for every generation to make connections with where they are in time and with those who have gone on before them and to a great extent have prepared the world for them to be successful in.
I think everyone has a lot to teach each other. They have a lot to learn from us, and we have a lot to learn from them.
That's right. And this is something that these seniors take with them for years to come.
We like music. We like to dance.
And the young people.
And it's beautiful. And I think it's beautiful that the young people have this.
They follow them through their college career, and they keep in touch, which I think is absolutely wonderful.
All the ladies loved him.
Oh, yeah. I got 12 phone numbers.
Older people have a lot to give, and the seniors who are involved in intergenerational relationships learn that the future is in good hands. I'm Mary Martin reporting.
Little single, Al. Now you're ready, Al. Now you're ready.
I don't feel a bit different out there now than I did 20 years ago.
Well, I make a play. I'm a hero. I feel like a hero.
He's out a second.
It's just so much fun. It's invigorating and exciting to play.
Players with the Northern Virginia Senior Softball League must be at least 50 years old to join. That's the age Charlie Turner signed up.
I'm very surprised because some of the guys that are almost 80 years old can still play the game.
Age may be irrelevant, but you can't play this game unless you are in great shape to endure a doubleheader twice a week.
When I get through here, I'll go play 3 sets of tennis, and tonight I'll run 3 miles. I'll do about 900 leg raises, and that's about it. Now I'll fix my dinner and go to bed.
Staying fit is certainly one benefit to playing, but there's a lot more to this game.
Whether it's male bonding or what it is, it really develops a whole new social atmosphere for a lot of people.
We have guys like to joke and have a good time, and that's what it's all about.
We need you, baby. With that nice bat there, we need him.
Personally, I think the benefits is the fact that you can come out and play with a good group of guys and at the same time be competitive.
Competition is fierce when a team reaches the tournament level and the chance to win the grand prize.
This is why we go to the tournaments, because we want to win the ring. When we were young, we didn't have a chance. We didn't make it with the Yankees or the Red Sox, whatever it was. And when you're 50, you can begin again.
I'm Mary Norton reporting.
Farm bread. Well, this is one of my favorites. It's an Italian farm bread.
Corky knows good breads, and she knows how to make a mean malted milkshake. But sales were sagging at her bakery, and she didn't know what to do.
I've tried everything. Well, not everything.
That's where these high school seniors come in. Corky enlisted their help to boost the bakery's sales.
Don't forget to put in when we ask Corky about the lighting of the story.
I love that fountain of youth, though. You could play it up on everything. What else could you play it up on?
These students are part of the advanced marketing class at McLean High School in Virginia. For their class project, they're going to save Corky's bakery. They've broken up into teams, and each team must come up with a marketing strategy that will help turn things around.
I hope they come up with something wonderful.
The big day arrived, and the students made final adjustments to their presentations. Corky waited with anticipation.
Vivian, it's time.
And the competition began.
Corky has had a lot of success in the restaurant business, and she's been doing so for a number of years in the McLean area.
One by one, each team presented their ideas on how to change the bakery.
The dimensions of each of the tiles is 12 inches by 12 inches, and they're relatively inexpensive at $1.65 per tile.
This was wonderful.
The time arrived for Corky to make her decision.
Your reports show the time and effort you put into them, and they're just great. That's what community is all about. This is the winner. It's professional. You looked good. You presented it well. All the ideas were just wonderful.
How did the students feel about helping out someone from an older generation?
It was a great opportunity to kind of bridge the generation gap, to put it one way. But, she's a real daredevil, taking on something like this, as a person that could be retiring right now.
Programs like this allow an opportunity for people of different generations to get to know each other, to learn that people who are a different age than you are not necessarily bad.
Corky made the most out of this younger generation.
They put a lot of time and effort into them. I'm touched.
I'm Mary Norton reporting.
Yes?
As temperatures hit 90 plus this summer, it can spell danger for many older people.
It can be quite dangerous. In its extreme forms, it's life-threatening.
Heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Older Americans are especially vulnerable. As the body ages, it may not adjust to spells of hot weather like it used to. Also, some older people have problems perspiring.
Many older people have this just because of the aging of the skin, but this can also be caused by reactions to certain medications that they may be taking.
Symptoms of heat exhaustion include headache, nausea, and fatigue. A person with heat stroke, which can be fatal, can suffer from confusion, faintness, and may behave strangely. But heat illness can be prevented. Drink plenty of liquids, even if you're not thirsty.
And here we're not talking about alcohol or caffeine-containing beverages. The best things really are water and fruit or vegetable juices.
Wear loose, light-fitting, and light-colored clothing. Avoid the midday sun between noon and 4 o'clock. If the heat is excessive, try to stay in cooler places, like a mall. Doctors warn if you suspect someone is sick due to the heat, seek medical attention right away. I'm Mary Norton reporting.
Older people are more vulnerable to hypothermia, and also people with a variety of medical conditions more common among older people, including heart and kidney disease. There's an increased stress on the heart caused by overheating of the body. It can be quite dangerous. Treatment involves getting the victim out of the sun. They should be encouraged to increase fluid intake. Again, water, fruit, and vegetable juices are recommended. And you may want to have them bathe in cool liquid, or at least have them toweled down with towels that have been dipped in cool liquids. These are all very important approaches, and of course they should stay out of the sun.
It was terrible. 6, I think.
Alma McLaughlin moved to Basilica Place in Baltimore when doctors told her she was losing her eyesight.
The housing that I had before with the medical bills and other things that I was concerned about, I would have to retire 2 years before my time.
Alma, a former nurse, had eye surgery and her vision improved. Now, living in Basilica Place, she says she's more active than ever.
I came here and I became president of the Resident Association, which I've been for 5 years.
Hi, Joe. Hi, dear Carmela. How are you?
Basilica Place is one of thousands of apartment buildings for seniors that is part of the federally funded Section 202 program. It provides housing at affordable rents for low-income older people.
Housing problems are acute among older renters, probably more so than any other population, simply because poverty in old age is pretty much permanent.
Section 202 housing provides a safe place to live with such things as grab bars in bathrooms, emergency pull cords, user-friendly doorknobs. Now the president has asked Congress to drastically cut spending for Section 202, a cut of more than 50%.
This would cut the number of new units to be constructed down from roughly 8,500, which is what is happening right now, down to, I think, roughly 3,600. So that's a big drop.
For Alma, the proposed cut really hits home.
A lot of times people don't have families to take care of them or even to help them. And so this allows them to live quietly, nicely, in a clean, attractive place. It gives you a pride to be in a place like this. I'm thankful for Basilica Place. I've had enough comparison to see other places, and I love it. I truly do.
I'm Mary Norton reporting.
Services here. It is a nice place to be, and we need this. We've given enough of our lifestyle and life to when we were working. I think we deserve this at this time of our life. Wherever you might have been in life, everyone deserves to leave quietly from this life with dignity, with self-respect, with knowing that there are people around you who care about you. Please, we can live with a family and not be...
As rental units. In order to qualify for a 202 apartment, you have to be within a certain income level, low income, and I think 62 years or older. And while you're living there, you're getting rental assistance. It's a subsidized apartment.
What makes the actual physical housing?
Advocating Congress not to do this. We would hope that in the final analysis, when the final bill clears for the President's signature, it at least includes what they call current level for 202, so that there wouldn't be any cuts in additional housing units that would be constructed. That would really be a shame.
When you say a 50% cut,
yeah.
Close to 50%.
There is an explosion of diabetes in this country. Over 16 million people affected, and the number is rising. Health experts say we must start diagnosing this potentially deadly disease in its earlier stages.
We are really trying to get people to adopt a different mindset, that just because it doesn't hurt doesn't mean it isn't hurting you.
Too often, people have diabetes for years before it's diagnosed. New recommendations from a panel of health experts call for measures that will identify more people who have diabetes.
These new screening guidelines from the American Diabetes Association will go a long way in helping to pick up more people in their 40s and 50s.
The recommendations call for testing all adults age 45 and over for diabetes, and if they test normally, every 3 years after that. Health experts say this is the key to early detection.
The good news is that we can prevent all of the complications if we are aggressive enough and we act early enough in using the treatments that we have.
With these new recommendations, health experts say they hope to catch 2 million of the 8 million undiagnosed cases of this silent killer. I'm Mary Norton reporting.
Readily apparent. With diabetes, the impact can be delayed, and by the time the heaviest burdens of this disease are truly manifest, it's really too late for us to bring to bear all of the many things that we can do to prevent them. So we are really trying to get people
to be screened on a more regular basis. There are a large number of people actually walking around with diabetes who don't know it. So the new screening regulations and the new procedures for doctors will help pick up more of those at younger ages, and younger ages meaning
little stick here. Ready? Ready.
Okay, hold on. Don't do anything. Okay, go ahead.
American Indians, they all are at higher risk of getting diabetes.
Does it skip a generation usually, or I'm concerned particularly with regard to my grandchildren.
Right. If your parents had diabetes, it means that you can have diabetes. So it doesn't necessarily.
As you get older, your body functions start to shut down a little bit, and that's when you're more at risk for it.
75. That put me in pretty good
That puts you at low
range
risk for now, but basically, especially since it's in your family, you really want to keep an eye on it because it could happen.
Hi, how are you? I'm
Good.
Farron Taylor. How are you
Well,
today?
it's nice to meet you. Please come in.
First thing we'll talk about in your home is some kitchen fire safety tips.
The kitchen is the number one place in a home where fires can start.
For your own safety, when you're cooking on the stove, try to wear tight-fitting clothing. Loose sleeves, loose clothing can easily be ignited by an open burner.
Also, it's important to make sure that pot handles are turned inward so they can't be hit and knocked off the stove.
One of the things that we find affects senior citizens, affects everyone, cooking fires in the home continue to be a major problem. The problems with careless smoking in the home continue to kill thousands of citizens every year.
To help educate people of these dangers, AARP, along with the Consumer Product Safety Commission and the National Association of Fire Marshals, published this booklet with safety tips to help you remain safe in your home.
Well, one of the things we want to accomplish through this brochure is to get people to think about and be aware of the importance of smoke detectors in their ability to remain safe in their homes from fires especially.
When the grandchildren come to visit, you have to be especially careful to keep matches and lighters out of their reach. Also, if you do have disposable lighters, make sure that they are child resistant. And if there is a fire, first get out of the house and then call 911.
Checking your smoke detectors monthly should be the first thing on your safety checklist.
Why don't you show me how you test your detector?
Often people use their furnace rooms for storage.
Combustible items such as this plywood, or your storage, the paperboard cartons with combustible storage. It's important to keep them 3 feet away from heat-producing appliances, such as...
And remember, it's easier to prevent a fire than it is to put one out. I'm Mary Norton reporting.
That's especially true of older people who are aging in place. And as more people age in place, it's become increasingly important for them to become aware of the conditions of their homes, especially for wiring. Wiring is one of the
Older people can certainly be at greater risk from fire. First of all, they may not be able to survive as well serious injury. They may have less mobility. They may have hearing impairment or visual impairment. Many older folks live in older homes, and they have older appliances, and they have older electrical systems.
Let's talk a bit about fire safety in your laundry room. A big problem with dryers is the buildup of lint. One thing that you should do at least once a year, or more often if you find that it's building up, is to remove the lint from the hose in the back of the dryer. It's very combustible. Simply take the hose off the back and clean it out. Over time, if lint is built up, it can make the dryer work harder and harder to the point where it can actually ignite the lint, catch fire to the clothing inside, and spread from the dryer throughout the rest of your home. Talk about a little fire safety in your living room. We talked about the number one place that fires start in the home are in the kitchen, but the number one place in the home where a fatal fire can start is between the living room and the bedroom area. Overstuffed furniture can be a problem when combined with careless smoking. Don't be tempted to empty ashtrays immediately after they're finished being used. Let them sit overnight in cool
So that's the humor and the laughter. That's what that does for you. Humor, according to Norman Cousins, is so much more than ha-ha funny.
The positive health benefits of humor have been studied for decades.
You have it within your own body's power to keep you healthy.
Research shows that laughter not only stimulates the immune system, it offsets the negative effects of stress on the body and mind. According to Dr. Jules, there's another emotion that offers the same benefit.
Empathy is the basis for pro-social behavior, doing things for people. It makes you feel better psychologically, socially, physiologically. That's what laughing does. My mother channels Gracie Allen, I'm totally convinced. She does.
The Brooklyn-born former actress, television producer, college instructor, and natural-born comedienne gets her message across through various exercises which aren't always humorous.
What would you have wanted as the child that got the negative message to have heard instead?
The negative was, you're a bad child. And I can't take credit for the positive one because this is something my mother would say and still says. You're a wonderful, good child, perfect the way you are.
This is stuff that's not funny, but it makes you look at yourself and say, well, I guess I'm doing the best I can. And people laugh because they see themselves in each other.
The American Association of Retired Persons, based in the fast-paced, high-pressure world of Washington, D.C., hired the humor expert to lighten things up around the office. So how did her theory impact the players?
I have been under a lot of stress here lately, and this really helped me understand some things I have to do for myself.
I learned that humor can really help you get things into perspective.
Put your hand on the shoulder, the outside shoulder of the person on either side of you, and raise it a little bit. Raise your hand up, put it down, up, down, faster. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Good job.
Clearly, there's much more to laughter than being entertained. I'm Mary Norton reporting.
I am one of the team.
At 85 years of age, Elizabeth Arger Fass is still practicing law, but these days she does it pro bono, volunteering her time 2 days a week to help older victims of crime.
I tease everybody and tell them they pay me not to dye my hair. I think it's a factor that they see somebody their own age, they relate on a certain level.
5 years ago, the Brooklyn District Attorney's Office established the Pro Bono Elder Law Program. Retired lawyers are sworn in as assistant district attorneys and help prosecute crimes against the elderly, everything from mortgage fraud to muggings.
We have been able to achieve our goal in respect of many of them, which is
to make the senior citizen whole, to get their house back for them, to get their property back for them, and to get the bad guys to go away and never bother them again.
We don't work by caseload. We work by individual cases, so we have more time to devote.
Mrs. Fass, along with 8 other volunteers working with staff, not only help prepare elderly victims for court, but also provide a sense of security for them.
See my gray hair like a red flag, right? Just to give you comfort.
It's a mutual learning experience from both sides of the table. One is that I think that the client feels more comfortable relating to a person more their age.
It's an age experience. It's like young people will naturally relate to one another on a certain level for certain reasons, and older people will relate to one another for other reasons. And once in a while they'll hug you and thank you. It's good. It's a good feeling.
I'm Mary Norton reporting.
A variety of things. In many ways you feel that you help in no tangible way, nothing you can point to, maybe not have a beginning or an end, but it's there, it's an impact. Or you're sitting in court watching them try a case, which I've done. And here and there, things have come. Obviously, they relate to you because, they relate because of my age. It's an age experience. It's like young people will naturally relate to one another on a certain level for certain reasons, and older people will relate to one another for other reasons. Just the age thing, when it's important, and they feel comforted. They feel comforted by it. I think so. I think so. And once in a while they'll hug you and thank you. It's good. It's a good feeling. You know, you've taken some of the tension and the fear away from them, some of the edge. It's good.
So when I knew of Mr. Kelly's program, I volunteered to help because I thought that I would be, in effect, honoring my parents and doing what they wanted, and also trying to make sure that nobody dropped the ball with respect to elderly people being victims of crimes. So I get some satisfaction from that, and I believe I'm being helpful too.
I mean, I think it is truly a waste if a person has been practicing law for 20, 30, 40 years and then suddenly retires abruptly and never deals with or never utilizes the skills and the knowledge that they have to help people in areas that much help is needed. And this is a real opportunity for lawyers to use their skills, to keep fresh, and to really be a benefit to older people around the country.
I'm saying, do you remember one of the things I told you just briefly is about your keys, and I said to you, where are your keys? And I stood up and I said to you, never ever carry your keys in your bag. Why? Why?
If your bag is stolen, then the keys are stolen also.
That's right. That's right. And the hardest thing is, it's bad enough when something happens and you can't get into your own home. Some people actually pin them, some people put them in the pocket. Try as much as you can not to carry them in your purse. You understand?
Yes.
Right? Now, the reason you
You're going to release the sand turtles in the water, and I want you to see one thing, how it moves. Does it move?
Takeshi Fujita taught science education for 30 years in Hawaii. He's retired from the school system now, but TAC, as he's known by his friends, has yet to stop teaching.
When you're on the reef, you are to select out 2 animals which you consider to be a treasure.
TAC is dedicating his retirement to helping young people understand and appreciate their natural surroundings.
We've got to teach them to respect the animals because each animal and each plant is part of a circle, you know, and if you don't respect those little critters, you're breaking that circle. Oh, this is wonderful.
The reef walk for young students was Takeshi's brainchild.
Look at that, it's a ton shell. Oh, this is a treasure beyond a treasure, you know.
I know, that's what.
It instills a sense of respect and responsibility for preserving the natural habitat.
I think that he's a good teacher because he teaches out the reef. He's nice and he's fun. He teaches us a lot about fishes.
I think he just passes on his excitement of learning. You know, that learning is exciting.
Hermit crab that reaches the outside circle first wins.
As Tack says, it isn't only the children who are learning.
Oh, I learned so much. Education is a never-ending thing. You know, I want to show the children, and I want to show the parents that there is so much to learn from nature.
Hip hip, hooray!
I'm Jim Harriet, reporting.
Polani did a wonderful job. Give her 3 cheers to hip hip, hooray! Hip hip, hooray! Hip.
What can parents teach their children about science, especially?
I guess the wonderment of their surroundings. There's so much, you know. And I guess for many parents, they'll see a leaf, and that's all it is. It's a leaf. But a leaf can teach you so many things. And I guess for us, for me anyway, that's what I want to try. You know, I want to show the children, and I want to show the parents that there is so much to learn from nature.
When you found out that you were selected as one of the finalists throughout your career, can you describe the experience of opening up young children's eyes to the mysteries of nature?
Oh, it just happens, you know. All you've got to do is provide the opportunity. See, I've learned in my teaching career that you don't tell them anything. You let them find out. And since basically my work is in the outdoors, there's no problem. All I do is I send them to an area and I say, well, if you do these things, let's see what you'll find. And that's it. They find so many exciting things that it's really, really challenging. The thing then would be for me to get all... And we got plenty. Very good haul. Yeah, I know. Is that all? Oh, yeah, you had the center one. Yeah, that was the worst one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 17. Hey, how many do we have? 21. Okay, then too bad. We can't give one per person. So let's see. There are how many groups? I'll put 3 in there. Okay. This is what those of you who don't know sand turtle. Oh, okay. Oops, sorry. Oh, no. What happened? Okay, now pick it up again. With your net. Wait, no. They move. Okay, see whether it goes backward, forward, to the right, to the left. Okay. Okay, that's it. There we go. Whoop, gone. You see how fast it moves? Now try with your hand. See if you can pick it up again. Can you? It's still there. Oh, it really went somewhere. Okay. Okay, that's the foot, okay? This is the shell. You see what happens to the foot? Look at that. Now, I told Waylon, this animal was very, very common here at South Pond before, until the shell collectors came. Now I haven't seen this for so many years, and now they finally found one. I'm really, really happy. This, I hope, is the beginning of the partridge ton. It's called the partridge ton shell. It's to be about this big. And then the hermit crab that lives in it, after, of course, the animal dies, is a huge hermit crab. Hermit. Smile, Wayne. You cheer your hermit crab on to victory. You can talk to it, you can sing to it, you can dance. I don't care what you do. But you want your hermit crab to win. And the hermit crab wins if the hermit crab that reaches the outside circle first wins. If your hermit crab goes round and round and round and round and round and round and round, it doesn't win. It has to reach the outside circle. Okay.
Well, yours is in good shape.
Wrinkles and liver spots are signs most of us associate with aging.
Virtually everything that you and I see and call the aging process of the skin has nothing to do with age and has everything to do with damage produced by previous years of exposure to sunlight.
I'm getting spots, and the doctor says that's from, too much sun when I was young.
You can protect yourself even after a lifetime of exposure to the harmful rays of the sun.
One does not have to add to existing damage. One, at any point and at every point in life, one should be taking preventive measures.
Wear sunscreen with a high protection factor.
It cuts down. Yeah, it keeps me from burning. That's the important thing.
A broad-brimmed hat and other clothing to cover sun-exposed areas. Try to stay inside during peak hours of intensity.
If we have to be out in the sun, and if we have a choice, it's not always the case, try to do something, if we're talking about outdoor activities, before 10 or after 2.
Protecting yourself from the sun can also prevent skin cancer. Nearly 600,000 new cases are reported every year. Most of these cancers are non-melanoma. They don't spread to other parts of the body, but they should not be left untreated.
And the earlier you get it, the less that has to be done and the less damage occurs to the individual.
Malignant melanoma is a potentially deadly form of skin cancer, but if removed early, it is virtually 100% curable. Dr. Ratner says the key to early detection is change.
Has a change in color? Has a change in the size? Has the surface changed? Is there a change in sensation?
Doctors recommend that the best way to guard against skin cancer is to do monthly self-examinations. And if you notice anything different, see a dermatologist. I'm Mary Norton reporting.
Caring for a loved one with Alzheimer's disease can be physically and emotionally draining. Many caregivers feel depressed and isolated, but there is help out there. The Alzheimer's Association organizes over 2,000 support groups like this one in Washington, D.C., that enable caregivers to share their experiences and receive the emotional support they need from others who understand what they are going through.
I got some good advice. Leslie said, one thing you must know is you have to remember to always expect the unexpected. And Abe said, don't try to argue logically with him.
Facilitator Kathy Rabinovitz of the Greater Washington Alzheimer's Association meets with her support group twice a month.
One of the things that caregivers have a need to do is to talk, and support groups allow them to do that. The other members of the group can really understand what the person is going through and why at times the caregiver is just in tears.
And now the sad part of it is to see her reduced to the present state here.
That's the sad thing, when you look to see what they were and what they've come to.
That's right.
96-year-old Leslie is the primary caregiver of his 88-year-old wife, who was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease 5 years ago.
I want to say one thing you have, and I've said this before.
Yeah.
He's the one who's taught us all to be more patient.
Right.
The eldest member of the support group has a lot more wisdom to share.
You can't give without getting something back, not something material, something emotional, spiritual, intellectual, you see. That all comes back.
With caregiver support groups, you're with people who are sharing the same feelings that you are, and you learn to deal with your own feelings and take care of yourself so you can be a better caregiver.
Support groups can assist primary caregivers in providing the best possible care to loved ones while maintaining their own health and well-being. I'm Jim Harriet, reporting.
Happening.
It's a very emotional time for these people in their lives.
It's an extremely emotional time for them, and we just want to try to help them as much as we possibly can. The phrase that describes the Alzheimer's Association is to stand by you, and that's what we really are here to do, is to stand by the caregiver and to help them as much as we possibly can through this very, very difficult time.
Well, if I was starting out today looking for support as a caregiver, I would turn first to my area agency on aging. These organizations that serve all our communities provide a range of services. Some provide more services than others, but they may offer transportation assistance, free meals, Meals on Wheels, which most of us have heard of. They may offer a senior center where people can go during the day for recreation and meals and other kinds of services. So that's a good starting point for a caregiver who's looking for respite or assistance. For people who are low income, the Medicaid program in some areas
And we have been married for 63, going on 64 years. And we
You're a
have
year
had-
ahead of us.
What, yeah.
1 year ahead of us.
Just 1 year. So see, we are twins here. We are twins. That's right, Amy. So we had wonderful years together. We've traveled much, and now we're down to the nest here, and we're confined to the nest here. We don't travel anymore. I can't take her out. Take to our daughter sometimes. We used to, but it's quite a problem getting her out. Just in this area.
I had help from one of the ladies at the Alzheimer's Association, and she was terrific. So they have all kinds of information.
Was that Harriet?
Yeah, Harriet, right. And all kinds of information for somebody. And they have tapes and books.
Tapes and books.
She got everything, right. So I think that's a big help.
Kathy?
When President Clinton first came into office, he tried to get the Congress to approve a health care bill that would allow everybody to have health care all the time, whatever, was wrong with you. And this was turned down because people said they didn't want a big government bureaucracy handling it.
It can reduce the risk of heart disease, diabetes, cancer. Even the Surgeon General's report last year said more physicians must discuss the benefits of exercise with their patients.
It's actually a particularly important issue for older adults. The role of the physician in reinforcing the importance of physical activity has great potential.
Why don't more doctors do it? Some say lack of time with patients. Another reason, not enough training in medical school. A new public health initiative called Project PACE is helping doctors counsel patients.
It aims to change two types of behaviors, the behaviors of the physicians who might be counseling patients about physical activity and the behaviors of the patients that in fact are counseled by those physicians.
PACE materials make it easier to assess patients' levels of activity. There are the non-contemplators, those who don't even think about exercise, the contemplators, those who'd like to start, and the actives, the ones who already do some physical activity.
The idea behind PACE is that the physician will give a different message to people in each of those stages.
Developers of PACE say results are positive. Doctors like a quick way to assess patients, and patients are following through with exercise regimens. I'm Jim Harriet, reporting.
So we really want to make it as easy and as quick for a healthcare provider to counsel patients about physical activity as to do anything else that they might normally do in their day. So we really want this to sort of become a seamlessly part of their regular medical practice.
Most physicians don't talk to their patients about exercise because they don't have time. The medical system, the way that it's working now, really pressures physicians to see their patients in shorter and shorter periods of time. They don't get reimbursed for any time that they spend doing health promotion type of counseling, or at least in most cases they don't.